From the station working for you, this is WRTV News at 5:30, streaming now.
Tonight here at 5:30, millions of dollars headed to the state to make travel on your roads better for you. The two areas getting special attention. And we'll learn how a Johnson County woman is opening her heart and using her voice in hopes of easing kids' concerns during the pandemic.
Topping our lineup this Friday, tomorrow is International Coastal Cleanup Day. A look at how COVID has changed our waterways. The number of people riding public transportation is way down in the pandemic. The lasting impact this could have for everyone. Black Friday deals are coming out even earlier this year because of the pandemic, why getting some popular items may be harder than usual.
And now first at 5:30 here, millions of federal dollars are coming to Indiana to improve heavily traveled roads. The U.S. Department of Transportation has awarded Indiana $27.5 million for two projects. The bulk of the money will be spent here on I-70 between Mount Comfort Road and Greenfield. $22.5 million is earmarked to add travel lanes and make pavement and safety improvements. The project will improve nearly 10 miles of pavement and is expected to bring better safety by reconfiguring lanes at the Mount Comfort Road interchange. Work is being done in late 2021 or early 2022. That was the east side. On the west side, though, US 36, also known as Rockville Road, will get some attention in Avon. INDOT is receiving $5 million to add travel lanes in both directions from Raceway Road west to about Glen Rock Drive. That includes the Ronald Reagan Parkway and the entrance to the Target Shopping Center. Work will also be done to improve traffic light synchronization. This project is slated to begin in mid-2021. COVID-19 has been overwhelming in many ways, so one young Johnson County lady is doing something about it. WRTV's Rafael Sanchez shows us how she decided to park herself in a comfortable place with her favorite books.
All Mickey Deputy needs is a bench, a beautiful day, and a book.
Hi, my little friend. Are you guys getting ready for bed tonight? This book is called Because I Love You. I love to read to kids because it's actually our future generation.
Mickey decided she would record bedtime stories on her Facebook page after a social media post from a mother concerned that her child was not sleeping over concerns with the pandemic.
Long ago in a land far away, unlike any of you ever seen, I want everyone to know that they are loved.
At 10 months old, Mickey had open heart surgery. She beat childhood leukemia and is now heading into her 8th season as a Colts junior cheerleader.
I'm actually a Down syndrome. I am who I'm meant to be. We are worthwhile because with special abilities, people can look at them and say, ooh, they can't do much. But in my monologue I do for my pageant, so that I am the daughter of the one true king. The one true king is actually Jesus and God.
The 23-year-old is faithful to her reading project and often shares her faith with Bible-related stories.
When one of them called his name, he dropped whatever he's doing.
Mickey's mom did not know she was doing this until the stories popped up on her feed.
She wanted to do something to help other people, and she has a huge heart for kids.
In this chapter of her life, Mickey still has many tales to tell, one page at a time.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this book today.
Great story there and great effort that she's making. Mickey has posted all of her bedtime stories on her Facebook page. She welcomes your request and she'd love to hear your feedback. Kevin.
I've got a request, maybe cloudy with a chance of meatballs. That's a good weather book that the kids seem to enjoy. The number 7, that's it. 7 out of the last 42 days. We've had measurable rainfall. That's not a lot, and it only amounts to a little over 2 inches of rain in Indianapolis. So at times it's looked like it would rain the last couple of days. Hasn't quite made it there, obviously. It looks like our 8th day out of 43 will be tomorrow. I show you the radar, not to worry you about tonight or first half of tomorrow. The rain chances go up on Saturday night. Really should be as we get into the evening hours. Western Indiana first. Temperatures will be 10 degrees warmer tomorrow afternoon than what you're seeing right now. Most areas are mid-70s. We'll be in the middle 80s tomorrow. Patchy fog develops overnight tonight as our temperatures drop into the 60s. We'll talk about when temperatures go into the 50s coming up in a little bit.
The pandemic is likely to worsen again. That's the latest warning from Dr. Anthony Fauci.
I just think we need to hunker down and get through this fall and winter because it's not going to be easy. We know every time we lift restrictions, we get a blip. I mean, it's whack-a-mole.
Nearly 30 states are seeing downward trends of coronavirus cases, but Dr. Fauci and other health experts say the number of new cases that are confirmed each day are still too high. There could also be another spike in cases as colleges stay open and people go indoors where it's easier for the virus to spread. A newly launched initiative aims to reinvent what some see as a broken system full of systemic biases.
We understand the underpinnings of a lot of the things that we see were created by the policies that we have in place. So the policies that are based on systemic and racial oppression and other kinds of inequities, they produce the disparities that we observe.
That's the head of the organization Prevent Child Abuse America. It's partnered with other private and government child agencies to redesign child welfare.
We are a field that's really always been very reactionary. So after families find themselves in crisis and in child welfare, then we provide a lot of supports. This is really around flipping the script and really helping support and strengthen families and communities before crisis occurs.
The partnership, called Thriving Families, will become more proactive, connecting struggling families to services already in place in their communities, ideally before they become a Child Protective Services case. 4 different areas have been identified as the first to start and eventually become models for other jurisdictions. We talked to Melissa Merrick at the beginning of the pandemic about the concern over possible increases in child neglect and abuse going unreported with school being out. Merrick admitted data systems for these types of reports are imperfect. There has been about a 30% increase in calls to child helplines by parents.
So these are not official reports of abuse. This is really families saying, listen, I am struggling, I am stressed out, I need a little bit of help.
The National Child Abuse Hotline is not just to report abuse, it's there for prevention, with professional crisis counselors staffed 24/7, ready to talk, text, or live chat to help families through difficult times. Next up in our lineup, tomorrow is International Coastal Cleanup Day. A look at how COVID has changed the process. Tomorrow is traditionally International Coastal Cleanup Day. Launched by the Ocean Conservancy more than 30 years ago, it's become one of the single biggest worldwide efforts addressing the global trash problem. But this year, it will look different along waterways because of COVID.
And we're still encouraging people around the world to clean on, but that looks like a variety of things. That can be going out and doing a small socially distanced cleanup, taking those precautions to protect yourself.
Instead of a single-day cleanup, Ocean Conservancy is encouraging people to pick up anytime this month. They have an app called Clean Swell to record the items collected. And there's been a shift in the type of trash collected. For the first time ever, cigarette butts were no longer the #1 item picked up in last year's efforts. It's now food wrappers.
You know, things like plastic bottles are recycled at much higher rates, but at present, food wrappers, packaging of that sort, really cannot be recycled in existing recycling systems.
The pandemic has created a massive need for plastics like masks, gloves, and gowns. The group says it further drives home the urgency to reduce the use of unnecessary plastics like bags and food containers and to reevaluate how some products are designed and produced.
It really is about distinguishes between how do we responsibly use plastics and capitalize on the incredible material that it is in society, while at the same time phasing out the unnecessary uses that are posing so many challenges for communities, for economies, and for the health of our ocean.
You can find ways to make small, obtainable household changes to reduce plastic waste on the Ocean Conservancy's website. Next in our lineup, there are concerns the public transportation millions of people rely on won't survive the pandemic. why we could all feel the effects. In the pandemic, seniors are still weighing the trade-offs between their health and getting necessities from the grocery store. 2 high schoolers have now started a nationwide organization so seniors don't have to stress about that choice. Alexa Liaco found they're delivering more than just food.
Hi, Marie, your drop-off will be ready in 15 minutes.
Don't let their age fool you.
If you have any feedback, feel free to call us back at this number.
These 2 high schoolers are running a nationwide organization with the intensity of seasoned businessmen.
We have some notebooks as well so we can keep track of our accounting.
And there's a lot to keep track of. The students are coordinating hundreds of free grocery deliveries for seniors in need.
We've learned that there is definitely a serious problem in terms of senior hunger.
16-year-old Drew Pye and his friend 15-year-old Matthew Casertano started by making grocery deliveries to their own grandparents.
I saw the fear in their eyes every time they went into the grocery store. There was kind of that trade-off they had to make between their necessities and their personal safety that I really wanted to avoid at all costs. We knew that we couldn't rely on the goodwill of people wearing masks, keeping social distancing, etc. And we had to do the shopping.
But then one afternoon on the ride home,
we sort of thought, like, what about people who don't have grandchildren who can do the shopping for them?
That's when they started Teens Helping Seniors. Any senior can now email in a grocery list and then
we will coordinate a volunteer within that area.
The teens do all the shopping.
I'm gonna get some grapes and some raspberries.
And with a little help from Mom in the driving department,
I just got my permit.
They individually drop off and sanitize each order.
I had a short list this time, and the last time that they brought something, they added stuff because they're so sweet and nice.
A simple favor that means so much.
Thank you, and I thank God for you and for making such a unique individual as every human being is, but you're showing it. You're showing your heart.
And it's more than just groceries these 2 forward-thinking teens are delivering.
Now we cover things like, mental health support for seniors suffering from the after effects of isolation.
It's a quick call to say hello or leaving an unexpected box of cookies with an order that's bringing generations together.
Despite this huge gap between who we are and what we have in common, we're still able to help each other during this pandemic. And that's something that my own grandmother taught me at a very young age, that we should always help strangers.
They are showing what our young adults and teenagers have the capacity for.
The capacity for good and for kindness, keeping the most vulnerable healthy, one delivery at a time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thanks so much.
I'm Alexa Liaco.
One of the fun events of fall is winding your way